Hello. Come and join then. Hello, Furkan, and anybody else who'd like to join. Hi there. Hello. How's it going today? Brian, hello. Hello there, are you on the mic? Hi Brian. Hello there, are you on the mic? I can't hear you, Brian. Hello there, are you on the mic? If you're not going to speak here, then you can listen from the outside, Brian, if you like, but hope you can speak. Hello, Chona. Right, so I'm looking at this position on the board here. I'm going to describe the position, and later I hope that somebody can describe a position to me. So, in this position, I would say that the black king is in a little bit of danger. The black king can't even move at the moment. So the black king is really in a bit of danger, and I can see a dangerous line of attack along the long dark diagonal from A1 to H8. And I'd like somebody to have a look at this with me and suggest what they would do if they were white. The black king is stuck in the corner and it's on the diagonal. Hi there, Furkan.
Hi.
Hi there. So, any idea about this one? Have a look. Can you see what I mean when I say the king's stuck in the corner and it's facing some problems along the long diagonal?
Yeah, I saw it.
So, what do you think?
Queen has an impact on the king, and also rook close this way.
So the rook on G1 is preventing the king from moving.
Yeah, it's completely stuck.
Yep, the king in the corner is completely bottled in, stuck there. So what's the winning move, do you think?
Just one move.
Well, we have to move one move at a time. So I would say the winning move is just the first move, but it's clearly the right plan.
Maybe the queen can take F6.
That looks good. Let's see what happens. The queen takes F6. Seems to be only two moves. Either you put the knight on G7 in the way, or you take the queen. Queen's gone, so what's the follow-up?
And the bishop takes
And what do we say about that?
Checkmate.
Checkmate. Okay then, great. So now we've got another one. Now, whose turn is it to move this time? Let's see. It's White's move. Can you see the weakness of the black position? What do you think? Describe the position, Furkan. What do you think about this position?
Again, king cannot move if you play the correct. What was it? A bishop and queen with some moves, like 1 or 2 moves, can reach the checkmate.
So which line is the weakness for black? It seems to be a diagonal, I think.
Yes, white diagonal plays.
So anybody else? Let's see if anybody else has an idea with this one. So in the last game we had a diagonal leading to the king, and this time we have a diagonal. Diagonal lines are like the bishop travels on a diagonal line.
So I think I saw the checkmate. If the queen takes the h5.
If the queen takes on h5,
yes,
then we lose our queen.
But now we can move our bishop to g6, and it will be checkmate.
That's checkmate. That diagonal is probably the weakest diagonal on the board at the moment. And what did we say about this? How do we get our king into a safe position? Can you give any advice about king safety?
Maybe pawns have to be open the king's way in that situation, because it has no way to run and no other pieces that can protect him.
So you need some kind of cover. You need some pawn cover. And in the last game we watched a game, we played through a game, and both players castled and kept some pawns covering them. So that's checkmate too in this game. Let's have a look and ask somebody else to describe the next one. So the next one, now let's see what we've got here. We have a problem here. Ewerton, are you a chess player, Ewerton?
No, I don't play that.
Do you know the moves of chess? Oh, he's gone. Okay. Hesham, welcome back.
Thank you. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I just want to check to see if we can help people get into the club here. So, Sakatura, are you there?
Yes.
And can you just tell me whether you know the moves or what you know about chess?
I know a little about chess.
So tell me what you know.
I don't know. Chess is a game. It have two sides, black and white, and each side have one, two, three, four, five, six. I don't know.
Pieces, yeah. Do you know the names of? Do you know the names of these pieces, Sakatura? Sakutara, do you know what they're? Queen, yes.
Queen. Bishop.
Bishop, yes.
Bishop. Knight.
Knight.
Pawn.
Pawn, yes. Pawn. And the one
castle.
in the castle is usually called a rook by real chess players call it a rook. So here in this position, can you see the position in the board? On the board, we've got a problem for black. What's black's problem? Can you tell me what black's problem is?
I think
compared to white, if I look at white's king, safely tucked away in the corner with 3 pawns covering it, how does that compare to the black king?
Um, oh, black king. Black king, I think, is not danger.
You think the black king's not in any danger? Well, I disagree, actually.
No.
Kubra, do you play chess? Have you? No.
I don't look. Look here, page on this page.
So.
I can see.
Okay. So you can speak to us about the game. So the black king is in danger because it's in the centre on open lines. So actually, we've got a good move here. Who would like to suggest a good move for white?
Maybe the rook to e7 or knight
rook takes
to
e7
c7.
or knight c7. Well, one of those leads to a quick checkmate. Let's see. Rook takes e7 is a winning move, of course, because black's in a bad way here. But we don't do that. We check, and the king has only one option. And now there is a quick checkmate.
Yeah.
Now, if the checkmate is on the e8 square, so can anyone help me out with the move here?
Queen to d8 and rook to e8.
Yeah, you see the bishop is preventing us from checkmating, but now after this check we sacrifice, and now we've got a checkmate. So let's move on and see another one. If it will let me.
Sometimes it's hard to sacrifice because sometimes you don't know what's going on, what's gonna happen, and you might lose the control of the game because of that sacrifice.
Well, sometimes we have to calculate and be sure about it. There's two kinds of sacrifice in chess, really. Sometimes we just calculate and we find an idea and it works well. Sometimes we don't really know exactly how things are going to turn out. And so we have to judge it a little bit. Now, this looks a bit strange. It looks to me as if black's quite safe here. Now, let's think about this.
Not exactly.
Any idea, Hesham, about this one?
Okay, I'm thinking.
Just say what you think. So, I will say one thing. If the black queen wasn't on the board, it would be all over. We would just play queen e7 checkmate.
We can't play. First, we may move the rook to c8.
That looks like a good idea, but I'm just trying to think about that because he has a bishop and a rook on that square.
And the king. Queen.
If we play rook c8, he can't take it with the bishop. He has to take it with the rook.
Yeah, okay.
Because if he takes it with the bishop, his queen is undefended. So rook c8, but what if he takes it with the rook? Well,
yeah, I found it. Okay. We take with the rook.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Just carry on. So I think we're on track here, aren't we? We found the idea.
If he moves his queen, we can move our queen to e7 and it will be checkmate.
And he can't capture with the bishop because as soon as he captures with the bishop, his queen is not defended. So let's see what happens.
I was thinking of the rook when it goes to there after any of the queen or his rook. We can kill it by the rook in c1.
Yeah, the rook on c1 is very important, but we only use it if he takes with the rook. If he takes with the queen, we don't need to do anything more than queen e7 checkmate. If he takes with the bishop, then queen d8 checkmate. So he has to take with the rook. Now, it's game over.
Yes.
He can't do anything, can he? He can't. His queen is actually pinned, so he can't swap. He can't trade queens.
Maybe he can move his queen to f8 and try to get
But then
away.
if he places queen, if he places king to f8, rook takes d8, his mate.
Yeah.
So it's game over. Queen e7 checkmate. So next one, let's have a look at one more, then we'll have a game. So whoa, I did the wrong press there. I sometimes press on the wrong thing, so I need to re-screen share again, and it won't come back until I've gone back to the board and now gone back to Chrome, screen share. There we go. So this is the last one we'll do today before we start having a consultation game. So now we are white. Now, you know, there's a shellfish in England called a winkle. A winkle. Do you know any names of shellfish in England or in the sea? They can be in any country. Who knows the names of some shellfish?
Do they have specific names?
Yeah, there's a mussel. Do you know the mussel?
Oh yeah, I heard it.
Moule. And there are some others. Well, one of those shellfish gives its name to a verb in English, which I'm about to use, winkle out. Because when we eat this shellfish, we stick a little stick in the shell and twist it round and make it come out. And we use this verb to explain the situation when we try to get something out of a tight spot. Now, the black king looks like it's covered up, but there is a way of winkling it out. A winkle is a kind of shellfish, and I can sacrifice to winkle out the king and deliver checkmate.
Yeah. Maybe the queen to g4 and take the bishop.
Yes, it takes away all of the cover.
Then bishop to f5.
F5 is not as good because for two reasons. First of all, there's a knight on e7.
Oh,
Secondly, we need to cover h5 as well, but this is good enough, and that's the end.
There is another thing also we can use. If you back move the on h2 to h3.
Pawn to h3. That looks pretty good too. I don't know how he could get out of that. Maybe f5, so that when we take the bishop, he can run back with his king. So it's not quite as fast. It would definitely win the game. I think we can say the game is over, but that would not lead to checkmate so quickly. So, shall we play or shall we look at one more?
one more.
Let's have another one then. Let's have another. So, next one. Now, first of all, let's look at the clues in the position, see what we can say about it. Yes, the black king looks like it's a little bit uncomfortable, but what can we do about it? It looks like it's about to head off home. It's going to head off to c7 and away from us. So can we get at the king somehow, open him up?
By making the queen. You kill
no. Go ahead.
d4.
So you're thinking about queen to d6 or something like that, or queen to
d6.
queen to d6. Let's see if that's the move. Whoa, it is. Well, there's only one answer to that, but we've just lost a queen.
I think black queen move G4. Right?
What's the move? Say again? Can you tell me the move again? We have to bear in mind the black king can run away to c7 and out of the way now. So we have to get the move order right.
Maybe bishop f4.
Bishop f4 looks like it's going to stop the king running away. We've also
We
got a
put
knight.
the rook to e6.
But then there's a bishop on c8, so that doesn't look good. I'm going for bishop f4, but I'm a little bit worried. Ah, now I see. I was worried about his knight on e7 blocking everything. But actually, we don't need to worry about that knight.
No. Can checkmate with both of the rooks.
Yes, but then if we play rook to d1, he can put the knight in the way. And actually,
Then bishop to e6.
yeah. So bishop to e6 must be played. And actually, if we hadn't calculated all of that, we could have just lost our queen for nothing. It could have been a flash in the pan. That's a kind of expression people say. It looked great, but it wasn't really that good. But it did turn out good. So sometimes we have to calculate all of the fine details. Right, this one's short. So what's going on here?
It's a very easy one.
Yeah, I see the answer straight away.
Just move the pawn on g2 to g3.
That would be nice, except it's illegal.
Illegal?
It's a pinned pawn.
Yeah, you cannot move that pawn. There's rook.
But that's the key. So we have to play what's called a deflection.
Queen to d8.
Queen d8. Well, remember, if we can deflect that rook from e2, then we can mate with pawn g3. So we don't need to worry about that rook leaving that rank, that file. So actually, Queen d8 is not so good because he can block us on that line with f6 or even another move. So how can we deflect the rook? The rook on e2 is preventing the mate.
Maybe e1 to queen.
That's it. Queen e1, look, deflecting the rook.
But it will either...
Oh, pawn move d3, yes?
Well, we would like to have played pawn g3 checkmate, but it's not allowed. So first we have to do this. So that's called a deflection sacrifice. And now it's checkmate. So,
but I don't know. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I got it. I don't know why you didn't want to move the pawn from g2 to g3, but now I know.
yes, because it's pinned. Do you remember? Pinned.
Yeah.
So
Can you write it?
P-I-N-N-E-D. Pin is a noun. To pin something up on the notice board, pin, fix something, and if you are pinned down or pinned, in chess we just say pinned, but in the army they might say pinned down by enemy fire, then you can't move. So that's pretty. Right, the next one. Well, maybe we need some kind of deflection again. Let's have a look at what's happening in this position. Can you talk me through it? We can see the focus, can't we? What is the focus, the focal point of this attack?
Queen pins again. it can move.
I think
C1 to C8.
Yeah, deflection. Clever. And what's the point of it? It's to remove one of the defenders. And once one of the defenders has been removed, then the attack on G7 is decisive. So let's look at that one again. If we go straight for the attack on G7, he has sufficient defense and there's no checkmate. But first we remove one of the defenders. It's called a deflection. Take the defender away and now it's checkmate. So here we've got the king looking quite safe in the corner. He looks really tucked away in bed there. Looks like there's nothing we can do. But we have a lot of power in the area, so we need an idea.
Maybe we can sacrifice our queen to moving that H6.
It looks good because we it has to be taken, and now the king is trapped and can't escape. So well done. That was so. When you get the basic ideas of tactics, you start to look for things and see things. So here we realize if we wait, he will play his king to F8, E8 and run away. So we have to act now, and that move prevents the king from actually running away. The rook on G8 is almost in his way. It's working for us.
Blocking it.
Yeah, so that's a nice one, that's very good. And so let's try this one, a short one we've got here. Now,
actually, king is stuck again.
King's in the corner,
yeah.
A bit stuck. This one looks a bit trickier. We have to be confident for this one.
Okay, first we will move the D4 to D8.
If we do that, then he's going to recapture with the rook. I can't actually play the wrong move on this board because it's only looking through the solution. So if we did that, we have to keep this in our imagination. If we captured on D8, he recaptures.
Maybe rook to E8.
Rook to E8, and then his... hold on. If... rook to E8... Oh, no, well, does it work? Let's see. Rook to E8, check. And... it's a winning move, isn't it? It does win. But he wins a different way. This way.
Yeah, I was going to tell you it.
And it has to be taken, of course. And now,
move.
Check.
Yeah.
And now double check. Double checks are very strong. Double
this
check.
is my favorite move.
Yeah, that's that. So actually, we could have won two ways there because taking on D8 does win on the back row, doesn't it? We take on D8 and then play rook E8. It's called a back row checkmate. So that would have won as well. Right. So what have we got now? Let's see. Okay, here we've got interesting position. Similar to the last one, actually. Open up the king for checkmate. How do we do it?
Yeah, with queen to A7 maybe.
And then that's a familiar pattern. So usually we go for this kind of pattern at the end of a game with rooks or queens.
Actually, in every move you have to sacrifice something to win the game.
Sacrifices often occur because when you get a very powerful position, they seem to crop up. They arise, they crop up naturally. So they just happen. In every game of chess you see them. That's one thing that I like about chess, is that these beautiful combinations just arise when you have a better position. In every game, yes. So it's quite common. So now let's see. Maybe, which one was that one? That was...
Maybe we should start a new game.
Yeah, let's start a game now. Let's start a game. So I'll make this a bit bigger. And now try my board today. Now, today, Furkan, it's your turn to be alone against Hesham and I and anybody else. So
Okay.
you can choose to be white or black.
Black.
Right. Hesham, what's your favourite opening move with white?
Okay. About 1 year I didn't play this game. Okay. The pawn on e2 to e3.
Just one square, that's a little bit cowardly, isn't it? Why don't you like to move 2 squares?
I don't know. I just want to move it
One square.
not away from the king.
Okay, so we've got the opening move, e2 to e3. Shall I flip the board or are you okay?
No, it's okay. Pawn to d5.
So I think that it's a good idea to move pawns into the center a little bit more when you're white, just 2 squares. But let's see if we can find a good formation. I think that when that pawn is on e3, it encourages the bishop on c1 to look for another way out.
Yeah. I move the queen on queen to e2.
But hold on, I'm going to overrule you there, because I remember a game we played, and you were playing and opening up like this when you were playing alone, and you brought your queen out actually to f3 in that game, and I remember that it moved around a bit on the king's side, and then everything went disastrously wrong. So I think we should try to move knights and bishops out. If you don't mind, because the queen on e2 is a very strange early move. We can try it, but shall we try it? Usually we move the knights and bishops first.
Okay, bishops to... Oh, this is... I can win the game now. Bishops to b5.
Bishop to b5, that's check.
Early check. And bishop to d7.
Now it's not check. Okay, the bishops are facing each other on the diagonal, and we need to think about what we do there. Do we retreat, or exchange, or protect? What should we do?
I would do...
We don't seem to have a full club today, but...
I move the pawn on a2 to a4.
That's interesting. I like that idea, because if he exchanges, we can recapture. And also, our rook is then ready. Yeah, nice idea.
Maybe pawn to e5.
Sakutaro, are you here as well?
Yes, I'm here.
Could you make some suggestions for us then? So, here we are. The pawns are in the center for black already. And it's our move. What do you think? Do you know the moves in chess?
No, I don't have a suggestion.
So, okay, we're trying to get you to know some of the moves in chess. So, pawns move forward, but they are rather complicated because they don't capture in a forward direction. Bishops move on diagonals. Do you know these words diagonal?
No.
A diagonal is like the Scottish flag actually has a diagonal cross, and the Union Jack or the Union flag of Great Britain has a white cross which is horizontal and vertical, but the other kind of line going from corner to corner. So if you go from corner to corner, that's called a diagonal.
Okay.
And well, right now you're free to move almost anything you like. So when we call out moves in chess, we tell the name of the piece, or we say the name of the piece, and we say where we're going to move it to. So just try a move and let's see if it's legal or not. Say a move out loud. For example, choose a piece to move. You can choose a rook, a knight, a bishop, a queen, or a king. It's not good to move the king too early. And then try to move it somewhere, and I will tell you if it's illegal.
My turn?
Yes, have your turn.
White is or black? I don't know.
You are white. You're playing whites. We're all white, and we're playing against
okay,
Mr. Furker, who's black.
Knight, F3.
Knight F3, that's a great move. I like that. There we go. Nice move. And you're attacking the pawn. Actually, though, I think it's interesting that I wouldn't even take that pawn if it were my move next. There's a kind of trap, because if you take the pawn, then your knight is loose, and so is the pawn on G2. So I think taking that pawn can be a bit dangerous if you're not castled, because Queen G5. But it's a good idea to bring that knight out. Let's see what Verken does next. What's it to be then?
Maybe pawn to E4.
Ah, charge. That looks interesting.
Knight D4.
Yes, we should do. We should move that knight away into a safe square, and D4 is the best because E5 is not good because of that move Queen G5, double attack. Do you know what I mean when I say Queen G5 is a double attack? A double attack is a dangerous thing in chess because
I think knight this defend bishop.
yeah, this move of yours, knight to D4, is a nice solid move because the knight is on a solid protected square, so there's no danger.
Yes.
But we are lacking space though. I see some problems.
Now is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn now.
Okay, knight to F6.
Knight to F6. Well, guys, should we castle or not? There's lots of things we can do here. We can exchange bishops, we can castle, we can plan to bring out some more forces over on the queen side. So I think we can do what we like because there's no immediate danger.
I have an idea. We move the knight on D4 to E6.
That's called suicide. You want to play the knight to
E6?
Here? No,
Yeah.
no. He can take it with the pawn. He can take it with the pawn on F7.
Oh, yes.
So,
I was thinking about something, but it's wrong.
oh dear, I can't even get it back now. Whoops. So now what? Now what? I think we're in trouble here. I think we are in trouble. Just a moment. Let's see. Because I don't even see the buttons now on this board. So look, I tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go back out of there. And I'll go to the chess site that I was using before, because this board is the wrong page. So hold on. Let's go to here and take my board up here. One of my boards, any of my boards. My son's board, actually. Click on the Analyze button. See if I can remember the game moves. Let's see. So from the start of the game, I'm going to see if I can remember all of the moves. So we had the board that way round. We had E3. We had, was it D5? We had bishop F5 check, bishop D7. We had this, and then we had this, and this, and this, and this, and this. So here we are again. Welcome back. And now we don't want to play knight to E6. I can see what you were thinking. It's a bit of a funny move, but unfortunately there is a pawn there. The bishop, you're thinking the bishop on D7 is pinned, and it would be interesting. Yes, but we can't do that. So we can castle, or we can move a knight out, or we can play pawn B3, or anything really, just not that. So let's have another move suggested.
Knight C3.
That looks very sensible. So I'm going with that one, yes, that's nice.
My move is pawn to A6.
Pawn to A6, okay. Well, that's popping the question to our bishop. I think we're not going to leave it there, are we? We've got choices now, though. Basically, two choices.
To E2.
We can retreat to E2. Why not? Or we can exchange. Both of them seem fine.
Now knight to C6.
Sakutara, are you going to play a move for us?
Oh yes. The A3.
I couldn't hear you very clearly, so could you try that again?
Rock.
Yeah, it's a little bit broken, the sound.
A3.
Rook A3?
Yes.
Well, what about the bishop on F8? I think rooks are usually more valuable than bishops. Usually. But sometimes bishops are needed. But here I don't know. I think I wouldn't like to give up my rook. If you play rook A3, he will capture it with the bishop on F8. The bishop moves diagonally as far as it likes. So, Hesham, what do you think about rook A3? Shall we risk it or another move? Gustavo, can you join the class and come and help us beat Mr. Firkin?
We can't move it to E3 because the bishop on E8 will kill it.
F8, yes. So we don't want to lose that rook. We can castle, actually.
Can think about another thing.
I see. It's not.
Hello, Simon. We need some help with the white pieces. We are all playing white. Simone, are you there?
Yes, do you hear me?
Yeah, very clearly. I wonder if you could suggest a move for us as white.
As
It's
white.
white to play now. And, of course, do due to the first move, our first move was a bit cowardly, pawn one square only. That means that we've given all of the space over to Mr. Firkin. He's got much more space, look. He's already pressing into our side of the board. So we're running out of space a little bit. That's why I prefer to push the pawns 2 squares on the first move. But we need just a move right now.
And do you want to open your game?
Well, whatever works, I think, is the rule in chess. So if you make a suggestion and tell us what you're aiming for, that would be great. I see quite a few possibilities. We could exchange even. We could even just exchange if we like.
Yes. Well, maybe we can.
What about the other two? Hesham, have you got an idea?
My 2 ideas. One is a bishop. Oh, sorry,
We've got 2 bishops. We've got the white squared bishop on e2, and the other one hasn't even moved yet.
The pawn on
g4.
what?
We can't play bishop to g4, look, because he has 2 pieces on g4. He has.
You're right.
Yeah, he's
the
got
knight
the bishop
and the bishop.
Yeah, so perhaps we should exchange first. Shall we exchange on c6?
The knight and the knight.
Yeah, that looks sensible, doesn't it?
But why?
Well, because I don't like him to exchange. If he exchanges, that pawn on d4 is a little bit clumsy with the other one behind it. But maybe not so bad, I don't know.
I was thinking about h2 to h3.
h2 to h3, well, that looks sensible because that's controlling a square, but a little bit slow, I feel. I think
Yeah.
a bit slow.
I think
I was thinking about putting it to 3, h3, after that putting the g2 to g4.
Well, then you're moving pawns up on both sides of the board, and that means that our king will have to stay in the center to keep safe. Because at the moment, the pawns on the right, on the king's side, have not been moved, and moving the pawn to h3 is okay, doesn't damage those pawns, it keeps them in a nice line, but it's a bit slow, and maybe we don't need it. Why don't we just castle? Shall we try just castling?
Okay.
Let's go for that then. We'll just try this and see what happens. Otherwise, this game won't finish today. So we need to pick up a bit of speed, actually, next time it's our turn.
Okay.
How you make this console in the electronic version?
This board here is from a website called chessworld.net, but there are lots of chess boards.
Okay, I will take that knight with my knights.
He's exchanging. I wasn't sure about whether we should have exchanged or not. Well, there's only one move, isn't there, guys?
e3 to, yes.
Yes, we have to take it. So, well, I think that Firkin's position is better than ours because he has a big wedge with that pawn on e4 biting into our side of the board, taking up too much territory. So he has a big space advantage.
Maybe bishop to b4.
Bishop to b4. Aha. I was a bit more worried about it pointing in the direction of my king, but I'm happier to see it over there. Right, but maybe that's good.
pawn f3.
Pawn f3. That's quite. I like the aggression of that move. It's trying to attack the centre. I like that. But maybe we can do it with the d pawn instead, because then our bishop can play. But if we play pawn f3, I like that idea because we have a rook behind it, and who knows? Well, okay, we'll try it because we're short of time now. We'll try that move. We don't look to be too bad here. I would prefer black, but I think we're going to turn the tables on him now. Hi there, Glidey.
Okay, castle.
He's castling. Ah, yeah. So, do we exchange or not? What should we do?
We can move the. Wait. The knight c3 to to a2.
Wow, you do like these backward moves. I think you don't have enough regard for space and the centre, but let's try it and see what happens. I think we're going to be wandering back again later. I think we're pushing him into a better place and moving towards the edge, but okay. He might not notice that we can take his bishop. That's the good point. I don't see any other good point. Well, Firkin, would you like to give us another move just to help us? Can we just take that bishop for or are you going to retreat?
No. My pawn to a5.
Oh, I was thinking of bishop d6, but okay. Well, should we carry on with our plan and take it off? Should we take that bishop off?
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't like the knight on the edge of the board, and I think if he moves his bishop to d6, our knight is going to look really silly there. So
Yeah.
we'll take you off, and I know you're going to recapture, aren't you? So now, aha, look, the a pawn is under attack, so it seems we only have one really good logical move here. He's threatening rook takes a4, and he will get a much better position, a pawn up. So what do you think? Can you see a good defense?
B2 to b3.
It seems to be the only move, because we can't go losing pawns now. We're already losing, I think, just about. We need to open up the position. When you have bishops, knights like things to be blocked, so the player with knights should block the position, but the player with bishops should try to open up the position a bit. So we need to get things more fluid in the centre.
Rook to e8.
Yes. So Hesham, or Simone or Sakatora, what shall we do? Our bishop on c1 is really sleeping at the moment, but it's difficult to know what to do about it. If we play d3, then his pawn comes forward, and we're really stuck. We could capture. Shall we capture on f4?
The one on f3 to e4.
Yeah, let's try that, because if we have bishops, we should try to open up the position by exchanging some pawns, get the bishops working on some big lines. But at the moment, it looks like a good position for knights.
I will take that pawn with my pawn.
That looks logical, doesn't it? Take it with a pawn, because that pawn is like a wedge into our position. So I think I agree with that move. It looks good, and we're still a bit stuck here. Yeah, no, I think I have one idea. But what do you think?
I think about the rook on f1 to f6.
Take the knight. Wow, that's really really enterprising, isn't it? Well, I think that's a bit too optimistic though, because he will just recapture with the queen, and yeah, then
want to finish it before the class
Well,
finishes.
look, okay, well, look, I'm going to play this move. I think this move is good because here we're controlling a lot of pawn squares in the center.
Yeah.
So if we do that, that might be good. So let's see if we can speed up a bit here and finish the game before the class finishes. We've got about 6 minutes. So upper gear, we need
pawn to c6.
Pawn to c6. And I don't quite understand that move, but we've got it there. Ah, yes, he's going to maybe play queen b6 and pin us, attack that d pawn. Hesham, any idea?
If we want it, if we finish it fast, we should move the rook to f6.
Okay, let's go for it then. We'll try it and see how it turns out, but I think it's too optimistic. What are you going to recapture back with then?
Queen.
With the queen. Now he's going queen d4 check and winning the rook in the corner.
Okay, we'll put our queen to f1.
That loses the rook on a1.
Why?
Because he plays queen takes d4 check, forking the rook and the king at the same time. Look, bang, check, followed by something happens and then he takes the rook. So no, this one.
Thank you, Leon.
Queen to
Bishop.
Queen, where was that? Queen
g5.
g5. Yeah, I thought it was going to go there in the opening. Let's get that bishop moving.
Bishop in g4.
Bishop to g4. Well, he's got the bishop on d7 still, so that would lose the bishop. Well,
Now yes, because no.
we need to get our queen into the game somewhere, but where? Let's put it somewhere across and then try and get some things out. Looks like a black game here.
Bishop to e3. No, not bishop. Pawn to e3.
Pawn to e3. Wow, he's coming forward. Shall we take it?
Yes.
Take it.
Yeah.
I will take it with my rook.
With a rook. Okay.
Nice.
Now, that bishop.
We'll
start
put our rook.
c1.
Bishop c1. Hey, look at that. He's fallen in for it. Yeah, that's sneaky.
Nice.
That's sneaky. That was lucky, I think.
No.
Perhaps the other rook has to come into the game.
Yeah, rook. It's the
Right. We'll have that. We'll have that. And now, what do you do? Take with something?
take with queen.
Queen this time. Now we've got 2 on the bishop. We've only got 1 move, guys. Can you see the right move? There's only 1 move that doesn't...
Queen f3, 2.
Actually, we've lost. Haven't we? We've lost the game.
How did you lose the game?
Well, because our bishop is dropping now.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take the bishop.
So look, it's game over, really. Well, we hurried at the end and lots of mistakes were made at the end. But that's it, isn't it? It's game over. Because there's nothing we can do. Look, we're just really in a bad way here. That rook is on the 7th rank, which would probably win even without that bishop. Nothing we can really do to stop him just building up on that position. For example, that b3 pawn is going to drop off as well if we're not careful, and he's going to get something nasty going. Look, even if we protect it, then this bishop f5, and we have to put behind this pawn, and he's going to come. We can try and mate him on the back row, but he might spot that and play king f8, and then everything's dropping off. We can hold on for a little while, but not for long. So,
but we still have many pawns that we can bring something to the table.
It looks dead. Yeah. We can fight on. We can fight on, but I think we can say that that end of that game was not the most accurate. So we need more time. Next time we'll try to do less puzzles and try to get the game flowing a bit quicker. So that was great. But what did we learn? Did we learn anything from that game? I think I would say one lesson I'd like to say from this game. Hesham, please go for the centre a bit more positively. In the because did you notice we were suffering all the way through? We were suffering from lack of space because you decided to leave the centre to Furkan. Furkan took it, and he was screwing his position down really hard, and we were just trying to work just on 2 or 3 ranks, but he had 5 to our 3 because of that pawn on e5. So I think on e4. So this was a game of space, and if I wind back, let's go back to where he had a big space advantage. This all came from the opening. So back we go. Look, we start the game, and you were too cagey, too cautious. Whoops. No, that's the other game. We started like this, and then we were running out of space very quickly. So it didn't work out too well because straight away in the beginning of the game we gave him the centre.
Yeah, I got
and
it.
then gave him some space. So next time, let's start with either this move, or this move, or this move, or even this move. Or some people even play this move with and then maybe the bishop's on the long line. That's a bit better. But central play, positive central play, because we ran out of space there. Okie dokie. See you next time then. Thanks a lot.
Leon,
Thank you.
Thank you.
when will be the next time?
Bye.
I do these when there's a double lesson because we don't want people to only have chess as a choice. So it'll be around this time some days, not every day, but when there's a double slot. So you have to look at my double slots and see if there's a chess.
Okay.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.